My name is Yuki Miura. I have a husband named Atsushi and a cute son named Haruto, who will soon be 1 year old.
Yuko, look at this. It's a picture from when I went drinking with my friends the other day.
A picture? Oh, it looks fun! And your friends are really unique too!
Yeah. When I was in college, I worked part-time at a beach house and I met them there. We hadn't been in touch at all, but I ran into them by chance after work.
I met my husband Atsushi at my previous job and we got married. He is cheerful and fun and has many friends. You really make friends with all kinds of people. It's amazing how he could connect with people I wouldn't be able to be friends with. Where is this place?
It's a bar near my office. A friend recommended it. I'd love to go there with you sometime, Yuko.
Thanks to Atsushi always trying to entertain me, our married life was happy. Oh no, Haruto started crying. I'm sorry, are you hungry?
Oh, Yuko.
Haruto, whom we finally had, was cute. And although I heard that boys are active, he wasn't a troublesome child. He was such a beloved child, but...
Ever since we had our son, you've been ignoring me.
What? Ignoring? That's not true.
Seriously, you've been paying less attention to me than before.
What do you mean? Less attention to you? What's happening to him? Atsushi always had a bit of a needy side, but he never said such childish things before. I was startled to see Atsushi sulking and complaining. Atsushi was looking down at Haruto with a cold expression I had never seen before. Atsushi, what's wrong? Are you angry?
What? I'm not angry. How could I be angry at you?
Right. Before Haruto was born, it was just the two of us. Maybe he's confused because Haruto is now between us. I thought that Atsushi, having just become a father, was still not feeling like he was Haruto's father yet. So I figured he would get used to it eventually, but... I felt uneasy about Harushi's cold eyes when he looked at Haruto.
Hey Yuko, let's go to that izakaya I mentioned sometime. Just the two of us. We haven't gone out just the two of us recently.
The two of us? But we have Haruto, so we can't right now.
Why not? We can leave Haruto at your brother's place.
But my brother's family just had Yui-chan. They must be busy taking care of her, so I can't ask them to take care of Haruto. Besides, Haruto still needs a lot of attention too. As I looked down lovingly at Haruto in my arms, I answered. Atsushi glared at Haruto with a sullen expression.
You're always focused on Haruto.
What? What are you saying? I was surprised by Atsushi's sudden words, but he kept glaring at Haruto and continued.
Besides, you came later, so stop being so brazen, Haruto.
What are you saying to him, Atsushi? Haruto is our son. You don't say things like that, and don't speak to Haruto that way. Atsushi got angry at our young son, Haruto. I hurriedly tried to stop Atsushi, but he approached Haruto, speaking sternly.
Listen here, don't get any ideas. Yuko is mine.
Atsushi, what are you trying to say to your son? If he was saying it to some other guy, I might understand. But Atsushi's jealous words were directed at our young son. Seeing Atsushi putting real pressure on our innocent son, I was scared and couldn't understand what he was thinking. Seeing Atsushi excessively jealous of Haruto, I became genuinely worried. But Haruto was still at an age where he needed a lot of attention, so I couldn't just ignore him to prioritize Atsushi. Then one day, Atsushi looked at Haruto in my arms and said,
I'm not cut out to be a father. Can we give Haruto up for adoption?
What? Of course not! I finally lost my temper at Atsushi's outrageous statement. But he, without any remorse, looked at Haruto with those cold eyes again.
Well, because I don't find our son cute at all.
You don't find him cute?
Haruto is always monopolizing you, acting selfish, clinging to you, and getting all your attention. But he just keeps whining and crying. He already gets spoiled enough by you. Don't you think he's too greedy?
Greedy? Atsushi's remarks were not something to be said to our son, who was still not even 1 year old.
I want to talk more with you, Yuko. I want to go out, just the two of us, more often.
Atsushi? Seeing Atsushi droop his shoulders, I suddenly realized. Atsushi felt lonely because I was only paying attention to Haruto. I feel sorry for not being able to give him attention. I almost sympathized with Atsushi for a moment, but then...
So my friend has been struggling to have children. So I told him we'd give Haruto up for adoption.
What? Give Haruto up for adoption?
Then it will be just the two of us again.
Atsushi's outrageous statement made my fleeting sympathy disappear instantly. What are you talking about? I haven't agreed to anything!
Well, you would have said no if I told you, right? But this is the only way for us to get back to the way we were.
The only way? So, you're giving up Haruto for adoption? Even though he is our son? I couldn't imagine giving up Haruto for adoption. I was shocked that Atsushi was pushing ahead with such an outrageous plan without telling me. But Atsushi was in high spirits, playing with his phone and laughing.
When I showed the picture of Haruto to my friends at the recent drinking party, they said he's adorable. They're excited to pick him up today.
Today? Still too shocked by Atsushi's words to comprehend the situation. The doorbell rang at that very moment.
Oh, they're here!
Atsushi quickly stood up to welcome them. As he opened the door, his friends barged in loudly, chatting animatedly. Seeing them, I felt the blood drain from my face. No way.
Yuko, let me introduce you to my friends. I showed you the picture of them, remember?
Atsushi, in high spirits, introduced me to the couple who had shocked me when I saw their photo before. If they were just Atsushi's friends, I wouldn't mind, but giving Haruto to these people? That's impossible! While I stood there in stunned silence, the couple approached Haruto, laughing loudly. Oh my gosh, he's even cuter than in the photo! What should we do? Should we dress him up in cute clothes and post him on social media right away?
Yeah, that sounds like it'll go viral.
Let's change his name too! What should we call him? Are they going to post photos of Haruto on social media? Haruto is not your toy! And changing his name? What nonsense are you talking about? He's my son! Haruto, who was startled by the sudden approach of the couple, looked scared as I hurriedly shielded them from them. Why? He's so cute! If he goes viral on social media, we could make a lot of money.
Yeah, just raising him normally would be such a waste.
Making money? You're planning to use Haruto for money? I turned pale at their unbelievable words. They seemed to think of Haruto as a pet or something. Atsushi, I won't allow Haruto to be put up for adoption. Tell them to leave. I begged Atsushi, who was just watching the situation with a smile, but...
Why? Haruto's already their adopted child, so let's just hand him over.
What? Already their adopted child? Atsushi, what are you talking about? I never agreed to give Haruto up for adoption. And are you okay with leaving him with people who treat him like a pet? I won't give Haruto up! In panic, I grabbed Haruto, snatched my bag, and fled the house.
Yuko, where are you going?
I heard Atsushi's frantic voice calling after me from behind, but I didn't look back. I ran away to my brother and sister-in-law's house, which was nearby.
Yuko, what's wrong? You two look so flustered.
I'm sorry for coming over so suddenly. My brother and sister-in-law were surprised to see me suddenly arrive with Haruto. But when I explained the situation, they were furious with Atsushi.
Just because he can't be alone with you? He wants to put Haruto up for adoption? That's insane!
And he decided all of this without telling you? Unbelievable! Yuko, you must have heard a lot to be told suddenly that he was going to be put up for adoption. As a mother myself, just hearing about it is painful.
Absolutely. I never thought Atsushi could do something so terrible.
You guys, seeing my brother and sister-in-law genuinely angry for Haruto and me, I felt tears welling up. After being with Atsushi and his friends, who wouldn't listen to me, I was relieved that my brother and sister-in-law understood and supported me.
Excuse me, I can't get in touch with Yuko. Has she come here? I also tried calling her parents, but no one answered.
That night, Atsushi, looking worried, came to my brother's house looking for me. Atsushi, who always appeared cheerful and friendly in public, was asking my brother and sister-in-law about my whereabouts through the intercom.
Oh, I'm sorry to bother you so late at night. Is Yuko here?
Atsushi, you did something absolutely unforgivable.
What? What do you mean by unforgivable? What are you talking about?
Atsushi pretended not to understand as my brother greeted him. Listening from inside the house, I felt a chill at Atsushi's lack of remorse. Atsushi, I always thought you were kind and cheerful, but this is shocking. You never considered anyone else's feelings, and you only care about yourself, not understanding others' pain.
Are you going to play dumb? You tried to give Yuko's precious son Haruto up for adoption without even telling her.
And you didn't even try to discuss it with Yuko. You done something incredibly cruel to both Yuko and Haruto.
Cruel to Yuko? I didn't do anything like that.
Atsushi hurriedly denied it, but I stepped forward.
Yuko! Why did you suddenly leave? I was worried about you.
I decided to divorce you.
Divorce? Why all of a sudden?
Atsushi looked bewildered, unable to understand why I was suddenly asking for a divorce. You really have no idea, do you?
What do you mean?
You have no clue why I'm divorcing you? How dare you try to put Haruto up for adoption without my consent? He's our son. And what's with those people from earlier? They barged in without listening and treated Haruto like a pet.
Calm down, Yuko.
Do you think I could stay calm? Our precious son was almost taken away from me without my consent. And they even said they would change his name. You have no idea how painful it is to hear them say right in front of you. Atsushi was pale as I yelled at him, but I couldn't stay calm.
Why are you so angry, Yuko? I just wanted to be alone with you.
You're still saying such irresponsible things even after your son is born. You are not fit to be a father.
What?
Can't you see how much Yuko cherishes Haruto? If you cared about Yuko, why didn't you try to be Haruto's father this past year? Being scolded by my brother and sister-in-law, Atsushi was bewildered.
But Haruto is always clinging to my Yuko and always whining.
Haruto isn't even a year old yet. Of course he clings to his mother. Why are you competing with your own son? This isn't just immature, it's unbelievable.
But
when we got married, I told you I wanted to be a mom and have a son or daughter, right? And you laughed and said sure. And now that we have a son, you want to abandon him? That's the worst things to do. Did you nod along to my words without understanding what I said? This is beyond irresponsible. When I said this sharply, Atsushi hurriedly tried to cling to me.
well, wait, Yuko! I'm really sorry for pushing the adoption idea. I just wanted you to focus only on me.
That's impossible.
Impossible? What do you mean?
Because getting married and becoming a couple means sharing responsibilities like these. At our wedding, I said, I want to build a happy home where our family can laugh and spend time together. Don't you remember? You and I both vowed to cherish not just each other, but our entire family when we got married. It seems you didn't even understand what that meant. Atsushi was always cheerful and fun, but he only ever focused on the immediate situation. He seemed to listen seriously to me, but he never really did. He could make friends with anyone, but he was only because he went along with the mood. It seems he didn't think at all about important things like what kind of person he's dealing with. or how to deepen the relationship in the future. And you said terrible things to Haruto, even though you're his father.
Well, Haruto doesn't understand any of this anyway.
He may not understand everything yet, but he could sense that his father didn't like him. You're just terrible! And above all, blaming Haruto, who can't even speak yet. Without trying to understand him, it's not something an adult should do. This incident has been incredibly shocking and irreparable. That's why I'm divorcing you.
No, Yuko, please reconsider.
You are too irresponsible and cold person. I can no longer trust someone like you. And so, I declared my intention to divorce Atsushi. Afterward, my parents and my brother and his wife, who heard the situation from me, furiously contacted my in-laws. They rushed to my brother's house with a pale face and deeply apologized to me, who I was staying there. Atsushi resisted the divorce, but at his parents' insistence, he reluctantly agreed. But thinking back on how Atsushi treated Haruto, how he never considered my feelings and only thought about himself, I couldn't feel an ounce of sympathy. Atsushi told us that we could adopt Haruto, but we had no idea he hadn't told you at all. We are truly sorry. After the divorce, my in-laws contacted me, and I received an apology from Atsushi's friends.
Atsushi told us the adoption is off, so we asked him about what happened. Then he confessed everything.
To try to give away your son without telling you? No wonder you're angry. We told him off too. He's always acting carelessly. I can't believe him. These two turned out to be more reasonable than Atsushi. Even though I could never forgive them for saying, they wanted to post Haruto on social media to get attention and change his name. In the end, Atsushi was only focused on his desires and had shallow thinking. He never truly considered the feeling of others. Now, it seems Atsushi has lost the trust of many friends and is completely isolated.
Mommy, I love you.
Mommy loves you too, Haruto. I'm so happy to see Haruto cheerful and healthy every day. After the divorce from Atsushi, I started living with Haruto. My brother, his wife, and my parents have been helping with childcare, and although I'm busy with work, every day spent with Haruto is fulfilling and enjoyable.
Yuko, we're here to visit.
Yuko! Haruto! Hello! Haruto, you're grown again! Thank you for always coming over. And hello, Yui!
Yui, let's play!
Haruto and Yui are such good friends.
Surrounded by a loving family, Haruto is growing up well. Just seeing his smile makes me happy.